Whoops. This one has the. Oh, that's not supposed to be there. That's not supposed to have the volume on. Hey, it's Dave Bowman, Boogie with the Bull. This morning, about 8:08, I think, on the East Coast. We shot for 8 o'clock this morning, and I'm sorry we didn't deliver it. We'll work harder on it the next time. But I came on this morning because the name of the show is Boogie with the Bull. I'm the Bull, and you can boogie with me today if you want to. But I'm tired of being offended. Okay? I'm tired of being offended. I'm 63 years old. I'll be 64 next week. I'm tired of being offended. If I want to crack open a plate and put bacon on it, it's my right. It is. If I want to put arm candy in my arm, it's my right. If I don't want to do it, it's my right. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you want to do it, do it. If you think ivermectin is the thing that keeps you from catching it, then get up every morning and take it. However you're supposed to take it, take it. If you think it works and it does what it's supposed to do, talk to Big Pharma. Maybe they'll agree with you. Maybe they'll start selling it. But when they do, they're going to fuck it up. It's not going to work. I could be right. I could be wrong. But I think they're only there because they look at profitability and what they can make a profit of. And after 64 years, I got to call it the way I see it. The bull is that they'd rather sell you a pill that you take every day, and keep taking every day, and keep buying every day, than sell you the one pill and price it right to fix it. We're the United States of America. There is no problem that we can't look at and fix. And I don't mean throw a band aid on it that makes one side or the other side or both sides even happy for 1 minute. Because tomorrow we'll be bitching about that solution and everybody will be mad at everybody. And I understand iron domes. I understand that every country thinks they should have one. Maybe they should. Maybe they do. I don't really know. Maybe we should break bread and figure it out for one final time why we're angry at each other and why we're not. The things that we like about each other and they like about us, and the things that we're angry at each other about. Break bread, work on the things that we don't agree with while we deal with the things that we agree with. We went into Venezuela, I think, to remove someone who was the kingpin or whatever you want to call it, who had been warned before, please don't do this. Please don't send that stuff into the United States. And the audacity that we got rewarded with was they put it on a bunch of boats that they said were fishing boats and sent it to the United States. Think about that for a minute. We couldn't do anything because a bunch of fishing boats came to the United States with bad stuff for our kids, for you, for everybody. Maybe it's good stuff. I don't know. I never tried it. I don't want to try it. I'm here today because I just don't want to be mad anymore. I don't want to sit down at my computer and log on to Facebook and everything is, oh, we went to Minneapolis with ICE, men and women of ICE, who did their damn job. And in doing their damn job, they shot and killed somebody. You don't have time when you're in that same situation to ask someone, why are you here? Because if you do that, you all die. Everybody dies. I don't want anybody to die. But in that situation, you have to deal with what is in the best interest of that situation. Sometimes you pull your gun because you're supposed to pull your gun and you fire it. Maybe it's not the best situation, but it is. I mean, they could have pulled a taser and fired a taser. Who knows? The electric shock might have killed her. Anyway, I gotta read. Dieter Martin Glauser is watching. Good morning, Dieter. And anyone else who is watching, you're more than welcome to watch. But it's more fun to be in the chat group, the live chat of the broadcast, because that way I can hear what you have to say. And at least we can have a conversation. But if you're just watching, that usually means that you're where the broadcast is. And right now, the broadcast is only two places. Matter of fact, the broadcast is only two places. But through the magic of television, we can do this. Well, we went about it the wrong way today because I don't think it showed up there. No, it didn't show up. If you go to my page around Mr. Skelton, the profile picture, you will see a red live circle. If you press that, that will bring you to the live chat and you can watch what I'm doing. Or Donald Trump Group, you have it. America First, you have it. United We Stand, you have it. Red Patriots for America, you have it. MAGA News Nation, you have it. Conservative Freedom Defenders, you have it. We Need Patriots, you have it. American Regulators, you have it. The Red MAGA Nation, you have it. United Patriotic News, you have it. And I'm going to send it. And then I'm going to do one more because this is the way Facebook works. Your top 10 groups show up at the top. Boogie with the Bull Uncensored Group, you have it. So I've sent it to all of my groups that are essential groups this morning. Every group is essential on Facebook, on YouTube, on Street Lock, wherever you are. Every group is essential. But the views are the same. It's time we stop yelling at everybody and they stop yelling at us and we sit and work together on what needs to be done for the best interest of this country. And I don't care who you are. I don't care if it starts with an M, an I, an S, or you. I don't care. We need to work together. If you're not part of the solution, you are the problem. I have always said that. If you're not part of the solution, you are the problem. And, we hear every day, this person is leaving, that person is leaving. Steny Hoyer is leaving now after 4 decades in the House. Well, people could say maybe STEMI, excuse me, the power of Parkinson's and Lewy body dementia this morning. Stenny, I'm sure you did something good in your 40 years of being the second highest Democrat in the House. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure you did something good. But I'm sure you did something bad. Same thing I want to say to the Republicans. I'm just tired of being offended. And then the next day being the offendee. You know, don't come into this country and tell us how we're going to run this country. It's that simple. Unless we lost this country a long time ago, and I don't know about that. You know, and you own this country, then I guess you get to come in here and tell us how we're going to do it, how we're going to be, but that's not this country. You know, we have the rule of law. That's what is supposed to keep us going. What's right, what's wrong, and we deal with it. You know, the way it's supposed to be is you get your day in court. Because maybe what you did was right. But I don't believe in all situations that what you did was right. Nick Reiner probably went to his parents and was so screwed up on what he had taken or what he couldn't take because he didn't have the money for it. And people died. But that's not what I'm angry about with Rob Reiner. I'm angry because Rob Reiner played a stupid game and won stupid prizes. He went onto the internet once and he said, if Trump wins, I'm going to set myself on fire. And I want to know how many people either set themselves on fire or tried to set themselves on fire and because of that statement. Stupidest thing I have ever heard. I'm not going to do it. Joe Biden's not worth it. It's not worth me doing it either way. No Democrat is worth me doing it either way. No Republican is worth me doing it either way. We elect them. They together form the government. They make sure, or they're supposed to make sure we don't get screwed. And I think they make sure we don't get screwed by screwing us. You know, Barack Obama, man who gave you the Affordable Care Act, which I affectionately call the Unaffordable Care Act. He knew beyond the shadow of a doubt, because it was buried in that 1,600 something pages, the subsidy given to insurance companies was going to come up to be approved again or stopped on whatever date it happened. A decision had to be made by January 1st of 2026. You paid the subsidy because you gave money to the federal government in the form of taxes, and they used that tax money to pay an insurance company billions of dollars, and they were already worth billions of dollars, to sell you something that you need and you need to have every day. And that's the game. You can't have it because we price the subsidies so high that if we take the subsidies away, you're not going to have it. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for 1 second. I have said if you take everybody in this country and you put them in an insurance pool for whatever they have or don't have, there's your answer. And I was told by heads of billionaire insurance companies that's not a bad idea. I wish I could just do the ideas that I have and not sit here and wait for other people to tell me that's a damn good idea. Of course it's a damn good idea. That's why nobody ever did it before. Because good ideas get you in some kind of trouble for doing a good idea. Because for 250 years, we've done bad ideas. That's really not true. I just seem to move in that direction. We did the best that we could do for people, United States citizens. We brought in at the right time and the right way people from other countries and gave them a chance to be here or welcomed them from open arms if they came here. My grandfather, my papa, came here when he was 5 years old. I think he was the youngest of like 11 children, 10 of which my great-grandparents had, and one daughter that my great-grandmother had somehow from a previous situation. I don't know. I didn't really read about it enough. But my great-grandfather raised her like she was his own. Probably because she had 10 brothers and they probably didn't make her life easy. But I go off on tangents that I don't need to go off on. Every day we are constantly confronted with stupid decisions that we really don't have to make because they're stupid decisions. You either do something this way and it works for everybody, or you break the law and do it your way until you get caught. And when you get caught, it unravels. We have all the evidence that Adam Schiff broke mortgage and banking laws. So why don't we go after him for breaking mortgage and banking laws? Forget about everything else. Go after him. Put him in jail for breaking banking and mortgage laws. If that's what he did. Because if you or I did it, we would be in jail. Regardless of anything else we did, we would be in jail because that's the easiest way to get us in jail. Then go crazy. Look for every angle at all the more time you want. Because Adam Schiff did things worse than banking fraud. But if you want to use that to get him in jail, great. Use that, get him in jail. It's like 120 years he'll be in jail for. So during that 120 years, find all the evidence or line it up in one place and go to that judge, regardless of who they are, and say, hey, on top of mortgage and banking fraud, he did this as chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. You don't leave the House and go to the Senate unless it benefits you. That just tells me that Mr. Schiff wants it to hit the fan and hope he moves up and beyond. I don't want him as the vice president because it's too close to the presidency. I don't want him as president because we will make changes that this country will never hope gets made. They're already being made in New York. Zohan Mamdani is doing it. And he's just as much an idiot as everybody else. Hires, I think, C. Weaver to run the quote unquote housing department. You can't own a home in New York if you're white, because that leads to white supremacy. Well, the problem with that is that C's mother owns a $1.4 million home in Craftsman, wherever that is. Craftsman, wherever that is. Craftsman, New York. Which must be in Mamdani's New York City. You can't own a home that leads to white supremacy. Well, just about everybody in New York might as well give up their home and move somewhere else, because it isn't worth a damn in New York. Why I'm on so early is I decided to do this morning because I kept looking at my computer and I kept saying stuff. And finally, I decided it was just time to do it this early. And anybody who wanted to join me was welcome to join me. Brother Ray is welcome to join me. I'll send him the link. Matter of fact, I'll do it right now. I have to go over here, and I got to go over here. Bear with me for a moment. I got to go over there. I got to go over here. I got to type in Ray. Mr. Figgins pops up. It opens up, and if I did this right before I went on, it will send him the link. And Ray, I sent you the link because I know Ray's a good guy, and Ray should come on. And Ray's probably never seen this and can probably guide me through it because I've never seen it before. I've just sat there and put it in my groups and hoped that I didn't have to comment about it. And now I'm just at a point where I want to comment about it. I want to be on the American Rebellion when I can as a guest. They're on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Sometimes they're on Tuesday. Sometimes they're on Thursday. Well, actually, they're on Tuesday. It's Straight Talk with Jen Woodruff, who does whatever she brings to the program, plus trivia. And the trivia is fantastic. And I can't type fast enough, so I should be on. I should be on. Because that way I could just blurt out the answer. But I'd probably get kicked off for blurting out the answer so fast. But everybody has a good time. Everybody laughs. At least I laugh. And laughing is good. And if you're laughing at something, maybe you're realizing that you're doing something wrong. Just bear with me for a moment. That maybe you're doing something wrong and you're laughing because you're doing it wrong. Barack Obama does a lot of things wrong. Built that big tower in wherever, Chicago, and doesn't have the money to finish building it. It's like $800 million right now. It's going to run over $1 billion by the time they get the whole thing done. They're never going to get the whole thing done. They're never going to get it done. You're going to drive by it every day for the rest of your life. If you stay in Illinois, you're going to drive by it in Chicago every day and see that eyesore for what it is. It's a fucking eyesore, excuse my English. It's an eyesore because they can't finish it. Joe Biden, you're going to see that bookmobile, Joe Biden's presidential library, driving around everywhere it can be, because they started with $11 million, which might have built them a decent library somewhere, and seem to have ended up with like $4 million, and no presidential library even started for the $7 million that they can't explain what happened to. So No Corvette in the library. No books on Corvettes in the library because he's probably an authority on Corvettes. I'd like to talk to these people that make the news every day and just go off on things that you never thought we would go off on. You know, I've said it before and I say it again. I'd like to ask Bill Gates, how much money are you carrying in your wallet? Which credit cards do you carry in your wallet? Not the numbers, not the fraud, all that BS that everybody cares about, but you know, talk about simple, basic stuff that everybody deals with every day. Sometimes the more important stuff. Do I wear my buckle shoes or do I wear my tie shoes? Do I wear my tennis shoes or do I wear my leather good shoes, dress shoes? You know, do I wear my sweats to church or do I wear a suit to church? Who the hell cares? Wear what you feel like it. One of my favorite prayers that I learned as I was preparing for my bar mitzvah was written by a man who was in the fields in what was Egypt or Palestine or something, Israel, whatever it was at the time. And he wrote a prayer to God that said, hey, this is my job. This is what I do. I don't have time to go to you every day and pray. So I'm going to do it when I can do it. And the answer that he got back was, great. Works for me. As long as you talk to me every day at some point. Share with me the good. Share with me the bad. Share with me what you would do to make the bad good. That's what it's all about. I just don't want to feel bad about everything. And on one place, I feel bad every time I log on because everything is bad. The newsfeed is bad. The groups are bad. You can't figure it out. Then you go someplace else and everybody's happy. The newsfeed is somewhat happy. And you go to somewhere else and maybe they talk about things that you want to talk about. It's not just about filling space and getting members and feeling like it has to be members. I've had 5,000 friends before. I became a fan page. I didn't like it. They threw more rules on me and told me I had to have two-step authentication so I could prove that it was me. And then they told me I had to have whatever advanced protection so that I could prove that it was me. I don't think there's anybody on the monopoly, as I call it, that wants to be me. Or Boogie W, which is also me. Or Boogie with the Bull on one, which is also me. You know, I don't think there's anybody around that wants to be me. That's the main reason why I haven't verified, because I'm the only me. But if you want to be me, go ahead. It might give me something to joke about on a broadcast. You know, this person decided to log on and be me today. Create an account and be me. Go ahead. You know, if anything, it might just cause me to leave, go somewhere else. You know, I bring to the table what I bring to the table. A lot of times I can't get the words out of my mouth, like just right there. You know, Someone said to me the other day, they don't see any of the quote unquote issues that I have. And that's because I don't want you to see any of the issues that I have. But I'll tell you about them if you really want to know. We'll go on that tangent. Lewy body dementia. That's what took Robin Williams away from us. Because Robin evidently left a note that said he didn't want to become a burden on his family. So he left while he was still able to leave. I want to be a burden. I'm sorry. I'm having too much fun being me. That's why I'm here. You know, when I do whatever I agreed to do while I was here, that'll be the time to go home. But you know what? I haven't done it yet. So I'm here until I do it. And I hope we do it well. And that's about it. You know, you either like me or you don't. If you don't, go to a different page. If you really don't like me, block me. You're out of sight, you're out of mind. I don't have to worry about you. Honestly. I mean, it really is that easy. Or go to another network, or tell me to go to another network. There's so many other networks on the internet. It's not funny. They're all trying to compete against the FB. Why? They don't do it any better than anybody else. And, you know, I must be right because they very rarely spank me anymore for saying it. Really, it's advertising. Or really, it's, oh yeah, we'll start this system called community notes, where if you're in the community, you would write a note. But some of the things are so stupid that I don't waste my time with them. Like, you know, a person from a restaurant said something, you know, and then you have to make a decision as to whether or not that person should have said something. Got just as much right as anybody else. If he wants to say it, say it. Rosie O'Donnell has just as much right to say what she wants to say, but the hypocrisy of it all is that Rosie said she wanted to get him out of her head and wouldn't talk about him anymore. And all she's done is talk about it. And she went thousands of miles away. If you really want to change him, you shouldn't have left. George Clooney and his wife and their twins, same thing. Supposedly went to France. So they don't have to deal with it anymore. Well, you got a lot more to deal with if you're in France. You really do. But you know what? If you want to run, run. If you aren't part of the solution, you are part of the problem. And the problem is everybody is running or telling me don't go to my concert anymore because you like Donald Trump. I didn't go to your concert before I liked Donald Trump, so I doubt very seriously I'm going to go to your concert after I let everybody know I like Donald Trump. Honestly. So if I get invited to the White House when you're going to be there, I hope President Trump isn't insulted because I don't come the night that somebody doesn't want me there is there. You know, same thing at Mar-a-Lago. I haven't been invited to Mar-a-Lago yet, but hey, oh, whoops, I got to kick over and bring Mr. Ray on. Hold on. I didn't think I'd find anybody this morning that would want to join me because I was afraid that I was just going to let this out of my head that I've been holding in my head for so long, because that's the problem I see with America. a lot of us hold things in our heads longer than we need to because we don't know what to do with it. So I thought the only thing I could do with it is come on and do a broadcast and get it all out. Yeah, I'm sure there was some benefit that we went to Venezuela. I'm sure the U.S. got something out of it. You know, maybe it was to control their oil. But then I take maybe it was to control their oil. And I believe what President Trump tells us somebody has to control their oil to give the people of Venezuela what they want. Because if they all jump in there and they all start spending it on this and spending it on that, spending it on that, they're going to run out. And the oil is going to be gone. Or somebody's going to come in and take control of the oil because they want control of the oil and they're going to hurt the people of Venezuela. I don't believe Donald John Trump wants to hurt anybody. I believe he wants to help people to the best of his ability. Go ahead, Ray. Your mic might be off.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm okay. I was going to come on at 10 o'clock. I was going to spend 2 hours actually looking and working. And then I just decided I had to get this out of my mouth this morning.
I understand.
So 8 o'clock was the time to come and do it because it was fresh in my mind. And I'd either get people who might feel the same and would watch, or I would get people who maybe had the answers because I sure as hell don't. You know, started this years ago because I thought I had the answers. Like that meme says, Dave knows everything, and if he doesn't, he makes stuff up fast. I'm not the Dave that meme was made for, but I saw it and I stole it because it seemed.
You know, it's funny because now we sit back and we see why we call Donald Trump a 5D chess player.
Yep.
Because if you look at what he's doing globally, it's like a master chess player utilizing his chessboard, utilizing all of his pieces at the same time and not staying focused on one piece to do the job. Venezuela has an effect not only first and foremost for the Venezuelan people. Now they might have a chance at some type of liberation and some type of freedom. And now they have an opportunity to establish or reestablish the democracy that is already there.
Yep.
Second, and I love when he comes out and they say, "What are you going to do with the oil?" Well, we're going to take it. We're going to take it, and we're going to distribute it fairly to the Venezuelan people to help enrich their country again. We're going to make sure China don't get their hands on it, Russia don't get their hands on it. We're going to make sure we get our gas back down to $1.84 a gallon on average. And third and most, he is strategically positioning us in the eastern hemisphere.
Yep.
For vital minerals that will sustain America in centuries and generations to come.
Yep.
But also to prevent other countries from just destroying us.
It's sad that we have to do that. I just don't understand why there seems to be this block about accepting him for what he is. And if it is the United States brings us all together to the table, that's great. That's what we want. That's what the Democrats want, although they want a Democrat to be in control of it. Well, it doesn't work that way. Or maybe it will work that way. I don't care. I know the last Democrat that the majority thinks they elected was not worthy of doing the job. And the question is, did he do the job? No. But
Only time will tell.
you know,
As long as I see steps towards the right direction,
yeah,
only time will tell.
yeah.
And everybody out there that's upset about everything he's doing, they don't understand. They don't have a clue.
They don't.
They don't have a clue. Their mind is relegated and limited to their small box community
Yep.
of like-minded people, and they stay in that shell. They stay in that shell.
That's sad. That's sad. I mean, you don't have to give up control of the local level where you are, but unite the local level, unite the level above, unite the level above, and soon we're all on the fifth level.
And it kills me because a lot of people out there complaining about Donald Trump,
Yep.
they don't even realize that all of the shit that they're dealing with and all the stuff that they're going through, they're dealing with it because of their lower level officials, the officials that govern their cities. They want to go straight to the big boss. They want to go straight to the big boss. They want to go straight to the top and blame the person at the top, Donald Trump, for their lower level inner city problems when they have councilmen and city this and mayors and this and that. They want to bypass that because it makes them look bad. They don't want to confront the truth. They would rather deflect and keep arguing about their situation and keep trying to blame it on somebody that really isn't in charge of their situation.
Right. Yep. New York. Donald Trump didn't decide that everybody that owned a home in New York is a white supremacist. Somebody else decided. And the lady who said it, her mother owns a $1.4 million mansion somewhere in Craftsman, which made me think of Sears when I saw it, but owns a $1.4 million home in Craftsman, part of Minneapolis, I guess. But
And then you got the young lady that was unfortunately killed yesterday.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah.
And it didn't have to happen.
No.
But in my training, as close as I got to it as being a security guard, I didn't carry a gun. We had guards that did carry a gun. And I used to say to them jokingly, but I was kind of serious too, if you pull that gun, you better be ready to use it. Otherwise, don't pull it. But if you think your safety is threatened, then yeah, that's why you have it. But you better be damn sure that that's what it was. But I also, on the other end, want to tell people, if you don't belong in the middle of that situation, do not put yourself in the middle of that situation, because this is going to happen every single time.
Well, not every single time.
Well,
I mean, look how long it took.
Yeah, hopefully it won't. But
the bottom line is, these people, if it was a peaceful protest, nobody would have got injured. Don't people understand? Peaceful protesting is standing on the sidewalk, holding your sign, saying whatever you want to say, And it's not interfering, it's not obstructing, it's not getting in the way of officers, it's not doing any of that. That is not peaceful protesting.
Right.
That is agitating.
Right. And if you're agitating and they don't have time to figure out why or who you are, this is what's going to happen. I mean, personally, I think the guy should have just let her drive away. You know, if that's what she was trying to do, let her drive away. Record the license plate number. Don't pull the trigger. But
hey, she tried to run over him. As far as I'm
concerned, he did. But maybe she was trying to get out of there. So I mean, I don't know.
Hey, the way I was raised, my grandmother raised me. You listen to them. You listen. You don't see. I don't get down like that. If I'm walking down the street and a police officer just happens to ask me some questions. Listen, I don't care what anybody says. My number one goal is to not go to jail.
Right.
So I am going to act accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the altercation, I'll handle the situation as best as I can. Yep. But not right there on the spot. No. Not right there on the scene when I know 9 times out of 10 he's going to have the upper hand.
Yeah.
That's just stupid. Lady, you're impeding the vehicles as it is. We already got witnesses that says you was out there all day being an agitator.
Yeah.
And then you try to block off the agents in their vehicles. And then when they decide to confront you and ask you to get out, you not just want to back up, you want to back up. And then unfortunately there was an officer, I don't know if she didn't see him.
Yeah.
But he was standing right there clear as day in front of the car.
Yeah.
And she hit the damn accelerator.
Yeah.
So I don't pass judgment on nothing. I don't know. I wasn't in that situation. You know, the trainer says he did what he was supposed to do. You know, they said wheeling, hey, yeah. It's unfortunate.
It is. It is. And we don't have to be unfortunate anymore.
No, and their politicians are the one to blame. They're the ones out there telling them to go out there and agitate and all of this and obstruct and all of this crazy shit. And then when this happens, you get the mayor talking about ICE, get the F out. Dude, it's your rhetoric that got your people pumped up thinking they can go out here and do what they want to do. And it costs the young lady her life.
Yep. I'm sure when she got to where she was going after she lost her life, the first question the Lord asked her was it worth it? Did you really want to come home that bad? Because if it was me, I'd be looking at him and going, you know what? I really didn't want to come home. Not any disrespect to you, God, but I was having too much fun being where I was.
So, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. But what's going on in your world, Dave?
Well, like I said, I just didn't want to hold it in anymore and just wanted to say, there's more to it than the politics of just looking at it from every angle like TV news does and just trying to, just looking at it from every angle for the sense of looking at it from every angle, not just looking at it to how do we stop it? How do we bring people together? Just because it didn't work in Minneapolis doesn't mean it's not going to work in Oshkosh where you are, and maybe if we're all united, then we're all united, and there's no reason to clean it up.
Right.
Go ahead.
It is what it is.
It is. It is. But like I said, there are days when you look at what's on your desk to present and you go, No, just today we're going to talk about the color blue and why people like the color blue.
What do you think about Trump taking over them oil tankers that allegedly belong to Russia?
Well, from what I heard, Russia cut the lights, cut the markings, cut everything off to make it look like uh, it wasn't them doing it, which to me kind of just showed what they were doing, and then it's wrong. But you know what? I'm sure there's something Putin does that we don't want him to do anymore, and we'd be willing to give him oil if he wasn't doing it, or that he wasn't doing to Venezuela. I mean, besides buying oil, I guess was okay.
Well, that's the thing. Now that and see, people need to understand now that Trump has taken over the oil in Venezuela. Russia sooner or later is going to have to play nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? China sooner or later is going to have to play nice. See, people think that Trump has to go in there and destroy Putin physically or just go in and invade China. No, Trump will put a stranglehold on these countries economically.
Yeah.
Just like he has been with the sanctions on their ass, and just like it's getting ready to get 10 times worse now that he has Venezuelan oil.
Yep.
He's getting ready to put a figure 4 on Putin in Russia.
Yep.
So everybody just needs to understand that Trump it don't have to be violent unless they want it to be. See, Trump can go any route y'all want to go, Trump can go.
Yeah.
First he'll talk to you and try to make nice and try to make deals and see if you want to come to the table, and then you still want to be stubborn and act like you the big dog.
Yeah.
Then he's going to let you know who the real big dog is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like people don't have America's best interest. Their hatred of a man is leaving them blinded for the love and the positioning that they want for their country in this world. It's crazy.
But what makes no sense to me is they hate Donald Trump for doing what Donald Trump is doing. But if we had a Democrat who was doing exactly the same thing, the Democrats would love that.
That's why I pay no mind to these people. I am no fool. I am no dummy. They're the ones, obviously. I pride myself on being a very smart person. Not always being right. But dang, I mean, having the nit to be able to comprehend a situation.
Yep.
These people act like, I mean, they don't want to stop and just say, okay, let me think. They don't want to stop and say to themselves, okay, how come it's all of these white liberals out here protesting Venezuela, but all the Venezuelan people are happy? How bad can the situation really be if the people that actually come from that country are praising Donald Trump, and you white liberals that ain't never been out of your community? That's when you know it's a game, man. And I don't play these games.
Right.
I don't play them.
They want to get upset at a man who nods off for a minute or two in a meeting. He doesn't do it all the time. And if you were him, you probably wouldn't sleep at all. That's what I say to other people. Can you be too busy, doing what you need to do?
I mean, you should hear how these people sound that know what they know, but still try to ride the fence. Oh, Donald Trump, What he did was just great, freeing the people, but he didn't have to do it that way. He did. Really? What was your plan? What was your plan? What was Joe Biden's plan other than raising the 15 million bounty up to 25 million? Was his plan to go in there and say, you know what? I'm going to go get his ass? See, people don't even want to stop to think. If a man wasn't guilty, why would their own administration up the ante for
Yeah.
his capture that Donald Trump put on his head?
Yeah.
And then Donald Trump put 50 on it, but then Donald Trump said, you know what? America could use that 50 million. Let me just go get his ass. And while I'm at it, let me get the oil too. So instead of going, that's how Donald Trump is. Donald Trump said, instead of going into the negative 50 million, let me go into the positive.
Yeah. Yeah.
People don't understand that. People don't understand it. That's why, oh Lord, man, don't go on TikTok. Them people are out they damn mind.
I went on TikTok once and had to jump through so many hoops to be live on TikTok that I finally.
No, I'm just talking about going in it.
Yeah,
and
no, I gave up on TikTok a long time ago. I
probably had to tell somebody that I was, admiring over there. Hey, don't send me no more invites to your group.
I wasn't even concerned that the Chinese owned the algorithms and they were doing bad things with my algorithm. I didn't care. I just couldn't figure it out. So I left it all for those that want to figure it out. And it's just as bad anywhere else you go too. I mean, I'm just as guilty of it too. That there's the multiples of people that are here on the FB, and that's why I'm here, and it's free. And there's people that are on YouTube, and it's free. So that's where I am, and I just anybody's welcome to take it and put it wherever you want.
I'm just glad we finally got a president that don't give a smack about nothing. Don't give a smack about what anybody says, and does what he know he's supposed to do, Dave.
He is.
That's it.
He is. He's doing what he knows he is supposed to do, what we wanted him to do because we couldn't do it ourselves. And if we did, and we're able to do it ourselves, then we wouldn't need to do it.
And people need to understand the reason the stuff that has been going on in these countries like Venezuela and all is because we have continued to allow these countries to do this.
Yep.
And when they're doing this, it's not in benefit of America. They are strategically figuring out a way to destroy America and take America away.
Yeah.
And you have a president that is fighting against all of that globalism, fighting against all. I don't care what you think of the man. The man has our enemies at bay right now.
Yep.
They don't understand that.
Yep.
Countries are just waiting to conquer America every day.
Yep.
Every day.
Take a number, stand in line.
Yeah. They're trying to bankrupt us. They're trying to do everything. Anything other countries do is never in the best interest of this country. That's why Trump is taking what he wants, because ain't nobody giving nothing to us.
Right.
Nothing. And half the shit that he's taking is illegally obtained in the first place.
Yeah.
The oil tankers that are out there floating around that he's taking over, those are sanctioned oil tankers that are carrying illegal oil that administrations have been letting them do. But finally, somebody said, you know what, enough is enough.
Yep. Yep.
Trump went and got a dictator that everybody wanted to go get. He was the only one with the cojones enough to go get it.
Yeah,
precisely, no casualties. He did his shit.
Yeah.
People just give credit where credit is due. I might have more respect for you.
Yeah. I didn't hear any more on Maduro's wife that might have cracked some ribs in her being in them being arrested. That I hope just one human to another that she is okay. That
There, you know,
no,
there's
yeah, things happen in war, and people can die or people get hurt, but you know, uh, I hope, I just hope that she's okay from it.
yeah, she'll be all right. She'll
Yeah,
be
I'm sure she will be, and we don't see any of really of what's going on with her, and it made me wonder if she was involved with them getting him.
you know,
You know,
this is the crazy thing. A lot of people, and see, I know a lot of people don't understand and don't know this. Where did the Dominion voting machines come from?
the U.S.
No,
They landed in Venezuela, didn't they?
exactly.
Okay,
We are going to find out so much. Do you who was in there before Maduro? Was it Hugo Chavez?
I think so. Yeah.
We're going to find out how Hugo Chavez kept winning elections after elections after elections through the assistance of the Dominion machine.
Well,
Why do you think they didn't kill Maduro? If you notice, Trump could have put a drone on him. He could have put a drone on him.
yeah, you could have put a red dot on him.
No, he specifically wanted to capture him alive. Do you know how much intel Maduro has?
Oh, I'm sure
Do you know how much corrupt information Maduro has on these politicians here in America?
I'm sure it would blow your mind, and you know,
Hey, it wouldn't surprise me for 1 minute if Trump offered Maduro a golden parachute. Say, yo, you help me out, you can land anywhere in this universe
I
that you won't and never be seen from again.
I wouldn't be surprised if that already happened, or if old Nicholas looked at Trump and said, "You know what? I'm better wherever you just hide me." You know, let everybody think I had to have $200 million to go wherever I'm going. But let them think the mystique all they want. But the reality is that I'm just better off where the missus and I can just walk away from it.
And
Or what I don't want to find out is that he they went in and got him because they needed him to run that empire because our government shifted into that empire.
right,
You
right.
know, I don't want to think about that. That's what I think about with Jeffrey Epstein, that he didn't die. They just got him, and he's running that empire.
You
Uh,
know,
well,
when
if you make everybody think that you're the kingpin and you're capable of running that empire, wouldn't you think that sooner or later the wrong people, even the right people, might go and grab you just because of who you are? I don't know enough about Madam Maxwell to know whether or not she just got caught up in all of it, or she was spared because the rumors are he's dead and now she's the kingpin because she knew it all.
I don't know. I don't know. I
I
just
know. And the crap about who's in the files and who's on the list, to me, seem to be two completely different things. Everybody can be in the files, but everybody insists that they are not on the list. And Chuck Schumer saying 20 years ago we should have gone in and taken care of Moderna. And now, 20 years later, in the same situation, he's against it.
Hey, I
You
just
know,
I
I think
look at I look at situations as situations occur. If this is my thing, I can only take instances, and from that, I kind of draw conclusions. If Donald Trump was such a good friend of Epstein, why did he kick him out of his golf club after he found out that he was, out there doing crazy shit?
yeah,
You you keep if you really his friend and ally and close partner and stuff, you look over all that stuff like people like Oprah and others, and you continue to be friends with these people. You don't disassociate yourself. But what did he do?
they all disassociated from him.
He kicked him out of his club when he found out that he was a
Came out
weirdo.
of his club, and, but he to do what he has done and what he needs to do, you can't be everybody's friend.
Hey, he's messing up everybody's world right now. He's
He,
messing up everybody's
yeah,
world, and these people they can't stand it. They
yeah.
can't stand it. I can't wait for the politicians list to come out and see how many politicians was in the pocket of Venezuela and Hugo Chavez first, and
When
now
that
Maduro.
list comes out, it will probably be the same people that are on Jeffrey's list, and it
Yeah,
will
could be.
probably be in the sense that the elites just go where they're needed, I guess, and they do what they think they're there to do. And will people ever talk about it? You know, George Soros is in his like 80s or early 90s, and you can send him to prison for life, but what are you going to get out of him? I just want I just want him to say he's sorry and correct it. You know,
I don't think he'll do that.
he no, he probably won't. Just like if Hitler was alive, he probably wouldn't do it either. But there comes a point where you just need to say, I don't know what I was doing, and maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it a better way. But uh, if everybody said we needed to get rid of the House and the Senate and elect people that had never served in the House or the Senate before, how long do you think it would take for those people, the newbies, to become just like the old ones they replaced? I mean,
I don't know.
yeah. Anyway, we've been on for a little bit more than an hour. I want you to watch Brother Ray when Ray is on. At some point today, I will ask him what time or where he will be on so that you have an opportunity to catch him. I appreciate Ray jumping on this morning because, like I said, this morning started out with it was going to be a rant. I didn't know where it was going to go. It was just going to be a rant that had to be said. I'm probably like everybody else in America. I just had to get it out of my head.
Right.
You know, uh,
Well,
waking
I seen you this morning. You surprised me. I know you were supposed to come on and do a show yesterday,
We
and
were supposed to come on at 10 o'clock yesterday, and I dozed off. I think just before 10 o'clock, and then I woke up and it was 10 o'clock, and
I'm like, Dave's up doing a makeup show today.
I thought we had I thought I had a phone call at 11 yesterday that I really, 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 really wanted to have, but people involved must have got busy and weren't able to be there. So I freed up everything to make sure that they got a hold of me. And last night on the American Rebellion, which I've been invited to be on whenever I want to be on again, which was important to me. I kept I kept my end free just in case that call that I was waiting for didn't didn't come in. But yeah,
Right.
so today was an opportunity to do it, to do it before and kind of make up and yeah, sometimes you don't follow the structure. You just do it when you need to do it. And I made the decision this morning that I just needed to do it. I
Right.
just you feel much better if you do. If you get it all out of your head, and everybody knows where you're coming from, then
So
then
did you have a good New Year? I don't think I talked to you since the New Year.
we had a good New Year. We had a good New Year in the sense that we bought so much food for just two people that we're still eating it.
Oh, okay. Ain't
And
nothing wrong with that.
no, it's okay. Uh, I think we've had everything ham except the liquefied beverages that I joke about all the time. We didn't have ham smoothies, we didn't have shakes, but but uh, it really didn't matter. It really didn't
Well,
matter.
only thing we can do is do what we've been doing for a couple of years. Well,
This
years.
is true.
Just keep praying for this country, man,
This
because
is true. And if my cat could type, I would let her. I would let her at my keyboard, but I'd be surprised what she would say.
America is bonkers right now.
Yep, it
America
is.
is bonkers. We got it's crazy. I mean, we got white liberals out there protesting for Venezuelans that don't even want them to protest. That lets you know. I've been watching so many videos of Venezuelans that's just
Yep,
like y'all just give it a rest. And these is Democrats. These
yep.
are Democrats. They don't see. They don't. They well. I can possibly safely say Trump has secured the Latino vote, the Latin American vote.
Yep.
Trump has secured that at least by 80, 85%, and they don't like it.
And they're going to bring a can of Diet Coke.
All those people that they let come over and invade by the millions have now flipped on them. See, they always say what people sometimes mean for evil, God will turn it into good. So
He's
Trump's
trying.
like, damn, I'm glad y'all let all these motherfuckers come over here. Shit, I'm glad. Let me get them all over here and then do something that's gonna get them all happy.
Well,
Somebody told me they're gonna start having little babies and naming them after Trump.
yep. I
Trumpino,
but I can't
Melania.
imagine people coming into this country and then being offended by everything and then telling us what we're going to do and how we're going to do it because if we went to their home country and tried to pull the same stunt
Hmm.
it would end much differently.
And I was thinking, since you brought that up, Dave, I was thinking, can you name another country where pockets of another country is just going crazy, going buck? We got the Venezuelans, we
Yep.
got the Somalians, we got the Middle Easterns, the terrorist ones. We got all of these groups in our country that at any given time can just rise up, protest, go buck. There is no where is there a country where you see 10,000 Americans in their square waving the American flag? Do you see that shit happening anywhere? Like Russia? Hell no.
No,
So
no.
why do we allow that to happen here? Why do we allow that to happen here? Can I go to Russia or any other country and walk through their halls and find American flags just all up and down and stuff and LGBT. Hey, what? And these people stand up for people that would kill them, snap their neck, throw them off a building in the blink of an eye.
You know,
See, this is what frustrates me.
if you want to be LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ 1 through 9, then be that. But leave the children out of it. Don't groom them to be that way. Just leave them out of it. And if you're going to teach from that persuasion, maybe you need to get another job, because you're not going to be able to be that way. And it's like all those pictures they post on Facebook that, describe this person in 2 ways. I mean, in 2 words. I can't do it in 2 words, because it's always, hey, if that's what that person wants, that's what that person should be. But just leave the children out of it. Let them reach an age and make that decision for themselves. And I don't know what age it is, because if Bruce Jenner knew at 8 years old that he was going to have to become Caitlyn Jenner, but he waited like 60 plus years more to finish up as Bruce before he became Caitlyn, then he's a hypocrite.
Hey, they all hypocrites.
As far as I'm concerned, he's a hypocrite, because another thing I've always said is that I learned from my Catholic friends was be true to yourself. And if you can't be true to yourself, then who can you be true to?
How's Randy doing?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's a good answer.
I don't know. I went to write him yesterday because I had saw something online that I know he likes, and then I just decided not to, because I wasn't sure. All I'll say is it was a situation of, there's this thing I called the Gloven rule, which was I would never be on at the same time as anybody else, because I wanted you to watch anybody else. But then I sat and Donna and I talked about it one day, and it was, you know what? If you have something to say and you think that's the time to do it, then that's the time you do it.
There you go.
In my head, I take it a little further. I'm glad you came on this morning. I'm very glad that you came on this morning. I really appreciate that you came on this morning, because in some ways you were able to lead the conversation into where it needed to be. I think I still got the right to speak as I wanted to speak, but sometimes I don't know how to speak.
Right.
I don't know how to get what I'm thinking out to people, and it's good to bring you on. And the Patriots Lab folks, I hope see a different side of the world, and I hope some people on the Patriots Lab Network don't see a different side of.
Hey, we're not up yet this morning. I didn't even know I was going.
Okay. Well, I'm not. I don't worry about it. If people want to watch it, they'll see it and they'll watch it. If they don't want to watch it, they won't. The advertisers, the monetization folks, they won't watch it, because I don't speak their language. I say it as I want to say it, and I don't worry about that side of
it. Is what it is.
The world. If someone came and offered me a huge amount of money, they'd want control, and they would only want things said the way they wanted it to be said, and they'd make sure that my mic was turned off, or They make sure that my mic was turned on so that when I said something that I shouldn't have said because I thought my mic was turned off, you know, they'd have it, they'd have that minute, and they'd embarrass me to hell. And, I'm already in hell, so you can't embarrass me any further.
Right.
You know, uh, one of my beliefs is that you don't die and go to hell. You're already in hell. You die and you can only go up.
Right.
You know, uh, so.
Well, let me get off here, brother. I got to get ready for work today.
Right,
Thank you for coming up on. Let me come
thank
up
you
on
for coming
here.
on, and you're welcome anytime.
All right, brother. You have a
Anytime
good
you see
day.
me. All you got to do is come in and ask. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Ray.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, Ray. We're going to wrap this end of it up, and I think we're going to tie a ribbon on it and send it off. And Jane O'Malley, I want to thank you for watching, and Ray, who started out by watching, and David Novarth. I'm glad you watched, and anybody else. I had to cut the list short because I went out of where we were. If you go to my profile, there was a ring around it that said live, and that brought you into a chat room that is somewhere on Facebook, but I don't know where. It may post. It may post once we're done. So if you have an idea for a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, let me know, and we'll do our best to help put it on with you. Sometimes we can be the base that sends it out to the world while you're live being boots on the ground, and that's important too. So if you have an idea, just let me know, and we'll do our best to send it. Usually we're on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We reserve the right to be on Saturday mornings with enough notice at 10 a.m. Eastern time, and Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. But, so if you have something you want to do with us, we'll come on and do it with you. Just treat everybody who's on with the respect that they deserve, because they will treat you with the respect that you deserve. Leave the hate in the green room, take it with you, and you leave. That's all. Just drink coffee and have fun. Just drink coffee and have fun. Anyway, I'm Dave Wilvin, and you're not. I thank you all for watching. And generally, Jane, we're up at 8 o'clock anyway, because I got to take meds at 8 o'clock in the morning, and that helps me deal with the world, or the world deal with me. And then I spend 8 until 10 doing what we need to do. Ray's right that today is Thursday, and we're not normally on Thursday morning, but you know what? It's not normal to me normal anymore. So when you feel that you have the right or the urge to say something, turn on your camera, turn on your mic, and just do it. Hold on, William Lockett. I'm not doing anything at 4 a.m. Okay, well, ever. That would be hell. Okay. I'm sorry, William. I constantly do forget that there is a time lag between Ohio and between Alaska and Florida. So I apologize for that. I just really felt it was time to just grab the mic by the gonads and say what needed to be said. So I flipped on the computer and the camera and the mic and all of it, and just went live doing what I wanted to do. So apologize for doing it. It just seemed like the time to do it. So make sure tonight is Thursday. If there is an American Rebellion on at 7 p.m. Eastern on the American Rebellion blogger page on Facebook. They've been known to be on Rumble. They've been known to be on X. They have been known to be everywhere. They've been known to be on Wimkin, Wimkin. And you should go take a look at Wimkin.com. You'll get a rough idea of how they are now. They're doing a lot of work to make Wimkin a lot better. So go look at Wimkin, Wimkin, and you'll be so amazed that you're going to stick around there and be there as well. Go look at Streetlock, STREETLOC.com, streetlock.com, STREETLOC.com. And you'll like what you see over there. Good conservative social media network where you can say what you want, mean what you say. I'm trying to get words out of my mouth. Anyway, it's time to let the coffee do what it did and let me do what I did. We sent it to our 10 groups this morning. If we didn't send it to a group that you think it should be in, by all means, copy it once it hits my profile and put it in any group that you want to put it. On the internet, outside of Facebook, I prefer you go to YouTube, to the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, and once you find it, put it on the internet anywhere you want to put it. I will ask just that I know where it is so that I can say hello to everybody over there. If I had a tower, I would probably do it the old-fashioned way, run a continuous loop before we start and go take the YouTube link and put it everywhere I want it to be, and then go live and be everywhere that I want it to be. But I can't do that because corporate America would get mad at me because I figured out a way to do it free, and you can't do everything free. So there. Blah. Anyway, I'm Dave Glooman and you're not. Maybe I should do it every morning at 8 o'clock. I don't know. Something we'll think about. Talk to William. Maybe he'll want to join us. Well, actually, he said no at 4 o'clock in the morning. So that would make me feel bad. I'd want to make it 10 o'clock for his sake. But anyway, that is what it is. If you liked today's Boogie with a Bull, give it a thumbs up and share it. And if you didn't like it, then give it a thumbs down and share it around anyway. Tell everybody why you liked it. Tell everybody why you didn't like it. Because I'll look and see what you said anyway, because it's important. Anyway, I'm Dave Gould, you're not. I'm going to slide over here and end the stream. And we're going to go